product discovery, a bit like affiliate discovery, allows to bring to the top the options available to a publisher. So in this instance, rather than the advertiser, the publisher is able to think about what they're trying to achieve with, for example, a blog post or a particular content piece, and they can find products and therefore programs that fit that scenario for them. This is very powerful because they have visibility of whether the products are in stock, how much those products are worth, how much commission they may get from that setup.
So we built affiliate discovery. That gave us all kinds of insights about how users are converting on the platform after we created those smart connections. So we analyzed the click paths, and then we said, okay, what's the mirror image of affiliate discovery?
Yeah.
So if affiliate discovery helps merchants find great publishers, if you flick that around, what's the tool that you would build to help publishers find great advertisers?
Yes, and that's where the difference came, because we realised that actually it's not the advertisers they're after, it's the products they're selling. And I remember we had a training shoe company as a client, and then they moved on somewhere else. But we still kept selling that brand heavily, but it was through retailers. So it's like, well, I'm still promoting that brand. It's just not through the brand, it's through the retailer. Yeah. And all of a sudden I had a bit of a eureka moment. I said, oh my gosh, what we need to do is divorce brand and product. And then what you have is this multiple fractured marketplace with these SKUs on one side. And then you build the SKU performance around it. That becomes its own personality. And then you can connect that to the affiliates. But the challenge was with 26 million live SKUs at any one time, which at the time we didn't even know, how do you weave your way between choosing one of those as an affiliate? And that's what product discovery is really built for. Yeah. Is again, a super, super short way to if you're trading your media, to understand actually where should I point this in which direction, what should I do, what's going to convert, what's going to pay the best commissions, and then put around that into an algorithm, which we've done in product discovery, right? Yeah.
If you look at like either open source or commercially available taxonomies or ways that you can use to slice and dice large data sets like publishers or advertisers, they just weren't powerful enough for our needs. So, and in many cases, they don't have the coverage either. So, some of the publishers are extremely niche. So we essentially built our own from scratch. And that's a key part of our ability to have a really deep semantic understanding of, like, down to product level for advertisers, down to individual page level for a publisher. So like, if a publisher has a blog or a series of, pages on the website that receive a lot of traffic, we're able to differentiate down to that page level. The two use cases we have is where the publisher has a very clear idea of what he or she wants. So in this example, she was looking for gaming chairs. So they have a lot of really good content, really engaging content on social platforms around new game releases, like every game type you can consider. And they were selling a lot of gaming chairs in particular. But using product discovery, she realized that there were 3 or 4 new advertisers she could work with and actually get access to a wider range of stock, and in some cases better commission. Yeah. So that's where the publisher knows what she wants. The other example is where they come in and they're looking to be inspired. So like a shop to look article, if you're in the fashion vertical, for example, or just saying, hey Webgains, can you tell me what's popular right now? What's trending inside your network? Exactly. And I can see then if I've got content relevant. So clearly, today is a very, very hot day here in the UK. It's 30 plus degrees outside, and it's hot all over Europe. So yeah, okay, sun cream, flip flops, ice cream, but those things change as we go through the season, right? And go through the quarters. Because we track and analyze, gigabytes of data, hundreds of gigabytes of data every single day, we have a really fine-grained understanding of what's selling and what's trending inside the network. And that leads to some really powerful insight.
So it enables you to look at all of the Webgains ecosystem to say, I'm doing a campaign around these type of sneakers, or I'm writing a blog about these types of sneakers, or I'm selling these festive hats. Who is selling these festive hats? What's a good commission for me as a publisher that I would like to apply to?
It's not just a list. I've seen demonstrations of our competitors where there's a product database that just do a search and you can see it. It takes a bit of time, but you can see it. But what we provide is that ranking.
This is very different to just providing a list of products. This provides focus for the publisher. The publisher can come there and find programs and products to work with.
The key secret sauce for that is the scoring algorithm that we use to say actually these are ranked in a particular way. Otherwise, there's often lots of merchants that sell the same thing, but it's ranking those in terms of what the ones that are most likely to make the most money quickly and get paid for. That's the smart part.
We have a base score, and then we boost your ranking based on internal Webgains scoring as well.
And that's based on the product, isn't it?
It's based on the product, but it also looks at the public. So so that's how it all ties together, like back into these core engines on the back end. So we know who the advertiser is. So we might have an advertiser who's selling beachwear or gaming things, but we also have access to their entire product catalog.
This is powered by the product feeds that are supplied to us, and that's why product feeds are very important to us, because they allow us to cross-reference the programs available for advertisers, present those with information that we know within the network to publishers.
And we have, the 80-20 rule, so we know they sell mostly this, but they also have access to these lines. And we know what the publishers are doing, so we know where the publishers are publishing and what kind of people they're engaging with.
Yeah.
And so those signals are all integrated into that single.
So we know that they're selling. So we know there's a popularity score. I think there's a volume trading score. But there's also some weightings and coefficients we put in as well.
Correct, and there's a trending score. So because you can have a product that was highly popular, but it's going to fall off a cliff, right? So it's going to be.
Or the merchant's not paying. It's got a terrible payment score. So why would you bother with that merchant?
Yeah, or the returns you might know.
Or the high returns.
High returns. So those are very specific to verticals, aren't they?
But right? we push that in the signal, don't we? That affects the ranking score.
It does.
So if a merchant wants to get high, they need to make sure they pay on time, they're paying decent rates of commission, and the conversion rates and returns are low, and then that'll make them much more attractive to affiliates.
Yeah, exactly.